Okay, we're live here. This is Frankie's weekly update, and he has a special report here. This is his Los Angeles forecast. You ready, Frankie?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
This is
Hold on. Here we go.
this is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station, live from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Heavy rain is headed towards Los Angeles, California on Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. It's going to bring up to 30 plus millimeters of rain in Los Angeles, California, Hollywood, California, Burbank, California, and Long Beach, California, including Anaheim, Orange County, including all the way down to San Diego. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas, including Corona, California, Victorville, California. It's going to bring a lot of puddles to the streets. And Thursday will not be a good day to head to the beach to go swimming. In Los Angeles and the surrounding areas, it's going to bring a lot of rain. Since the cold temperatures is headed for Los Angeles as well, it's going to bring a lot of rain in greater Los Angeles and may cause some mudslides, landslides possible. There'll be some flooding possible in greater Los Angeles surrounding areas as well. People in Los Angeles, California, be prepared. Have your rowboats ready, raincoats ready, raincoats ready. When you go outside, ready, get ready, rowboats ready, raincoats to keep it dry. Make sure to don't walk through the puddles. Avoid the puddles when you go for a walk for people living in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas as well, including Corona, California, Orange County, Anaheim, Victorville, and Long Beach and Burbank, California, surrounding areas as well. If you have anybody living in Los Angeles, California, be prepared for heavy rain on Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in the heavy rain. Stay dry, be safe.
That's Frankie McDonald giving his weather report about Los Angeles. Frankie,
That means it's windy outside in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. It's supposed to get a tropical storm developing possible in Florida this week sometime. It's really cold in the Pacific Northwest. It got heavy rain aiming towards Los Angeles, California on Thursday, December 23rd. It's going to bring a lot of rain, mudslides, landslides, and everything.
So you're saying there's going to be an effect from your weather and it's going to go to California.
Yes.
What sort of forecast can we expect this week for Las Vegas, Nevada?
It's going to get rainy and cold as well on Friday as well. And so is Phoenix, Arizona, home of the Gary Dino Show. In London, UK, is supposed to start off as nice. Then it's going to turn a lot of stormy and rainy on Friday and Saturday.
What can we expect this week for Miami, Florida? What kind of weather can we expect?
It's going to bring a lot of rain this week because of the possible tropical disturbance in Florida and the Gulf of Mexico.
Where can we expect the most snow?
Somewhere in northwestern United States.
So we can expect some snow around Ohio.
A lot of lake effect snow in Ohio and Ontario, Michigan, and all these places.
So Frankie, another thing I wanted to ask you about this week, you had a really, really cool opportunity, a big interview this week. Tell us who you got to talk to.
Trailer Park Boys on Friday.
How did that go?
Great. And I was talking to a new guy from Montreal East Island on Tuesday. I was talking to Bass Guy Show on Wednesday. That was the last Bass Guy Show before Christmas. And the Bass Guy Show and the Rob Slim Show return on January 5th, 2022.
That's what you got to love about Frankie. He just talked to maybe some of the famous comedians in the world, and he follows that up by saying, "Oh yeah, that's whatever. I'm talking to Bass Guy. I just did an interview. I'm doing an interview with Bass Guy." Frankie, it's clear that you really love your friends, and we appreciate you, Frankie. We're joined by another guest. Here's Brandon Hawk. Brandon Hawk. How do you
do? How do you do, Hawk? That's right.
How's the weather where you are?
It is freezing. I mean, it's going to get much colder by the end of this week. I'd expect possibly minus 40 by Christmas.
Man, that's almost too cold to snow, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, a little too cold to snow, but it could still snow. Just kind of like ice crystals.
Right. So, this is your first appearance, I believe, on this podcast. Tell everybody a little bit of background about yourself.
Okay, so some people call me a radio weather guy. That's what I do, radio. So I do broadcasts all week long, and I broadcast weather all across much of Canada on all sorts of radio stations, FM radio dials, and I have a lot of fun doing it. And I've got obsessed with the weather at the age of 8, flying through a thunderstorm actually in your neck of the woods near Dallas there. So that was fun, and that was way back in the 1990s, at least. Yeah, that was a long time ago. And I got obsessed with thunderstorms, and by the age of 8, I decided to do my own weather forecasting. And well, here I am today, being a radio weather nerd.
And
Yeah,
the typhoon just hit Philippines. It was really, really bad typhoon. Brought a lot of wind and rain. And Cebu, Philippines. That's a Mary Joy DeBell. Is Michael P. Mahone. Is the guy that does Facebook rankings once a week.
He does. He does do Facebook rankings. Also joining us, our crypto expert, Pete Galacano. How do you
Pete
say
Blanco.
it? Galenko.
That's right.
Pete Galenko joins us here. Before we get to Pete, I had another question for Brandon. When you usually do your weather reports, how do you have like a Comerex that you record it on, or do you call in, or how does it usually work?
Oh, right here.
Oh, really?
And I record it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I put it in the system and let it go.
So y'all have y'all's automation systems. I'm guessing it's like
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've always kind of knew people who do their reports. I also work at a radio station, so I'm a little familiar with it. But in Texas, a lot of it's live. Do you do any of it live?
I do all the hockey broadcasts live, so I jump on live during the evenings.
Can you explain a little bit about your hockey background?
Okay, yeah. So I'm more of a producer of the Bandits broadcast, and then I jump on the intermissions and tell everybody how bad the other teams are doing. So that's a lot of fun too. And then I always like to have a little fun as well. So we have our regular live radio board, the board opting, and it's a great fun and gets me used to. I just started it about a year or so ago, so it gets me used to how everything runs behind the scenes and the board optings. We always, when I do my weather here, we always have another host at the station running the show, but it's a pretty small studio, so it's quite can't really have 2 people there. So
right,
it's good that I can do my weather from here. I do the weather stuff from home, and then I do the hockey at the station. So I'm basically up all day long.
Yeah, well, that's neat. Like, do you guys have like a Rubicon that y'all use? Like, it's one of those big boards with all the satellite pods on it and all that.
Oh yeah. You get the all the volume adjusters, all that. It's a brand new board this last month here, so we're just trying to figure that all out.
Yeah.
So you got rid of the old and put in the new boards. You're like, oh, what do they do here? Yeah, they usually do that secretly too. So
yeah, I'm all too familiar with those. Pete, how are you? How have you been this since we last spoke?
Oh, I've been all right. I've had a
Man,
whole
about that
lot
guy,
of
Michael Sanikoff.
Oh, Michael Sanikoff. I was just speaking with him the other day. He's based in the Ukraine. I think the name of his city is pronounced Kharkiv, not Kiev, the capital, but Kharkiv or something. And it's close to the Russian border. He was telling me about some troop held up on the other side of the border. And if there was conflict, like his city would be right in the midst of it. So that was praying for, wishing for the best. He is, so that Michael, he may join us on on the meteorological report this coming up.
And the main on trade.
What was that,
Yeah,
Frankie?
I'll tell him about the main entree. I was going to ask Trey. I wasn't sure if this was the main entree now, or if this was just an appetizer. Or
yeah, this is the hors d'oeuvre sort of.
This is just an hors d'oeuvre. Okay.
Yeah, well, this is a YouTube exclusive. So if you want to see this, you got to watch it on YouTube. But
all right, this is the YouTube hors d'oeuvre.
But Frankie will be joining me here in the studio pretty soon, right, Frankie? I'll give you a call and we'll do like a weather update from the radio station.
Yeah, and did you hear about that? And did you hear about that COVID variants on the loose? They're shutting
Oh yeah.
NHL border down. They're suspending the cross-border playing teams.
What do you forecast for that, Frankie? How long do you see this variant kind of going?
It's hitting Canada and the United States. Israel closed their borders to Americans, Canadians, and Britons.
Yeah, and they also closed their borders to South Africans, right?
Yes.
So this is where the variant's coming from, right? South Africa.
The previous one came from India, and another one came from UK, another one came from China.
So where did the Delta come from? UK?
India.
Oh, okay. So so overall, I guess how is Brandon and Pete's neck of the woods taking this? Obviously, I kind of have an idea how it's going for Pete, but for Brandon, I guess more or less.
Well, they lifted restrictions last week, so, but yeah, they'll probably put it back on again. I don't know, but
that means
I think
Dr.
we just have,
Hinshaw will
like, 5
give
cases in the
do the
community
conference.
here,
That means you got to listen to your chief medical officer, Dr. Hinshaw.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dr. Henshaw is the who's our chief? I guess Fauci's our chief medical officer, right? If you want to, but
Texas should have their own chief medical officer. Illinois should have their own. California should
I
have their own.
think they do.
Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico should
They
have their own.
might,
All
but
50 states.
but Frankie, luckily here in Texas there are no restrictions. I don't think there's any restrictions in Virginia either, right, Pete?
No restrictions that I know of. I think some private establishments or organizations might have some, but there's not any sort of statewide restrictions that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
It's pretty normal going out and about. I haven't, like, just going to restaurants and stuff like that. I haven't
New
been
York.
asked to wear a mask or show vaccine card or anything like that around
Yeah.
here.
In New York, it's very different, right, Frankie?
There's a special guest.
Yeah, in New
Jack
York,
Hucker.
you have to get the vaccines and stuff to keep your job.
Hey, here's Jack Husser. Jack Husser is making an appearance via telephone. It's kind of like Inception. Jack is on the podcast from his phone.
From Frankie's.
From Frankie's phone. Here's Jack Husser. He's from the same area.
Right now? Yes, I'm on Trey Show right now.
Okay.
He's from the same area Pete's from. They're both Virginianites.
Same state.
Jeez,
and New York is adding restrictions. New York is canceling Broadway shows already.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Frankie.
Yeah, and California is adding restrictions too.
I'm going to California this Thursday to visit my brother for Christmas, and we were going to go see a play there, and they canceled for COVID. So
yeah, it seems like this is the Omicron variant, and the Omicron variant, from what we're hearing, is a lot less dangerous.
It's spreading like fire in Michigan, and people that will require boosters for people returning to in-person classes in Michigan.
Yeah, but sorry, Pete, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I don't know if I was gonna say something else, but yeah, more mild is what I've been hearing as well. Which honestly, I don't think that's not the worst news. A more deadly variant would have been much worse news. So if if it keeps mutating, become more and more mild, that would be the optimal scenario, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's basically how.
That means the virus could be dying.
Yeah, that would basically be the closest thing we could get to herd immunity.
Right.
But also another thing that's looking promising is a lot of people.
It looks like COVID-19 could be acting like Spanish flu from 1918, 1919, 1920.
Yeah, that's correct, Frankie. But as I was saying, another positive, a lot of these people that are testing for it and coming up positive don't have symptoms. So on the bright side,
then it'll be acting like a Spanish flu.
Yeah, it looks like we got and in the winter, people usually get sicker in the winter than they do any other times.
Another virus from 2014, Ebola was a really deadly virus, but not very contagious.
Yeah, I remember Ebola, Frankie.
I'm hoping some better therapeutics come out of it. A lot of people aren't talking about the long haulers as much anymore, but I do. I know some that had weren't hospitalized, but they had a pretty bad case of it earlier in the year and are having some lasting symptoms from that, but have had a good experience with outpatient IV therapy. There's a chain called Restore that does like injections of like different vitamins and stuff, which sounds interesting. Apparently, it's good therapeutics for some people to get their vitality up and stuff. But hopefully, there's some medical innovations from all of this stuff. Is my hope.
Yeah, and hopefully it gets to the point to where we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, seriously.
That's been the probably the most frustrating, but
That means
overall,
that means the chief medical officer, Dr. Hinshaw Albert, will say when roads get really icy, be very careful driving. That's another thing. The chief medical officer will say, don't get in an accident.
that's funny you mentioned ice, Frankie. What kind of winter can you expect for us down here
Out
in
west, it's going to
Houston?
bring a lot of snow that's going to cause dangerous and treacherous driving conditions. That means that chief medical officer Alberto will tell people, don't get in a car accident.
Yeah, that don't do it. Don't get into car accidents. It ain't worth it. But
Or,
but
I'm
yeah,
down with it.
yeah, drive safe or die unsafe.
That means
That doesn't really
that's what chief
rhyme.
medical officer from Alberta said in Brandon's hometown.
Yeah, Brandon from Calgary, right? Or close to
Brooks, but
Calgary.
it's close to Calgary, about 2 hours.
All right. Yeah, I keep forgetting. There's a
Hey,
lot
Brandon,
more than just Calgary.
did you meet Dr. Hinshaw in person?
I have never met her in person. Nope.
Well, hopefully you'll get to meet her soon, Dr. Henshaw.
Yeah,
We'll,
get
we'll
on it and report back to us.
yeah, when you meet
The inside
Dr.
scoop.
Henshaw, let us know. But
Yeah, when she goes for her next haircut.
yeah,
Her
y'all
bangs.
you can get haircuts now, so that'll be where he sees them. Frankie got a haircut. See,
Yeah,
Frankie.
Professional photographer John Rashford did a photo shoot and me back on December 14th.
I
That's before I
remember.
got my haircut.
Yeah, you got your haircut recently, didn't you, Frankie?
Yes, 2 days before I got my haircut, John Rashford, the professional photographer, took professional photos of me.
So how did this kind of come about? How did the meeting with Mr. Rashford go? Did you say,
John
"Hey,
Rashford, that's John. He's a nice guy. He
yeah"?
shot photos of me. He took photos of me on September 29th, 2020.
So how did you guys come to find each other though, Frankie?
He knew me for a long time. He's from same hometown as me.
Oh, really? So he's y'all's town photographer, I'm guessing.
He's over in North Sydney, Nova Scotia, in the Cape Breton Regional Municipality. He drove all the way from North Sydney to Sydney, Nova Scotia to shoot photos of me.
Yeah. So how far of a drive is that, Frankie?
Not that that means that then quite a few minutes to drive.
Yeah, that makes sense. Were you all? How did y'all come meet to take photos recently?
He met me at the Mayflower Mall when I was working there.
Oh, really? And he was like, "Wow, this is Frankie McDonald."
That's before I became famous when I did severe earthquake warning for California in September 2010.
How is the are you back at the Mayflower Mall, Frankie? Are you still...
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I think you're above that, Frankie. The Mayflower Mall.
I'm doing great in these days.
Yeah, I know you got to talk to the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, tell us about that.
I was talking to Randy, and I was talking to Bubbles, I was talking to the others from the Trailer Park Boys on Friday.
Who's your favorite Trailer Park Boy, Frankie?
Bubbles.
Yeah, that's an easy answer. I can understand. You and Bubbles are kind of similar, and
Hey, Brandon, did you get a copy of my book yet?
I'll have to get you a copy of your book. Yes.
It's on Amazon.ca.
Yeah, make
All
sure
right,
to get
Amazon.ca.
Frankie's book. Show us the book, Frankie.
All right.
I've
You
got
can
it.
read a lot more information
Voice
about
crack.
me.
Yeah.
Image, you have to get one too.
How did the interview go for the writing of that book, Frankie?
Great.
Did she talk to you about a lot of things, and was it like a sort of like she sat down and asked you about stuff, and she just kind of, or did she go talk to some of your members of your family, or how did that go?
It went great, and my former teachers in school and things like that back in the day.
Yeah. Do you keep up with any of your former teachers, Frankie?
I just say hi to him. I just see them once in a while.
That's cool. How's your grandparents doing, Frankie? Are they
They're
doing
doing
good?
great so far. Monica's doing great. Fred the Bear is leaving Bonaventure, Quebec, heading back to Sydney, Nova Scotia on January 4th. And Noel the Bear, that's Fred the Bear's friend, is leaving Sydney, Nova Scotia, heading to Bonaventure, Quebec, switching places.
Oh, so Fred the Bear is coming back, huh?
And Noel the Bear is leaving Sydney, Nova Scotia to Monica's in Bonaventure.
So y'all are just kind of swapping out, huh, Frankie?
Yeah.
So how is Fred the Bear doing? How did he like staying
He's
with Monica?
doing great so far with Monica.
That's good. How is Monica's family doing?
They're doing great so far. Monica's daughter, Caitlin's traveling all the way to Bonaventure, Quebec on Christmas.
How far is Bonaventure, Quebec from your house?
Yeah.
He's Googling. Hang on, give him a second. That's pretty cool though, Frankie. You got a whole legion of people to talk to.
That means Bonaventure, Quebec is 9 hours and 30 minutes drive.
Oh, so that's a long flight for Noel the Bear, huh?
That's a long drive. You got to go to Quebec City. You have to go to process it in Halifax. Then you have to process it in Quebec City. Then you go to Bonaventure.
That's cool. Well, Frankie, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk with me. I'm hoping to go see my friend and watch this Beatles documentary, but I don't know, probably not. But anyways, Pete, Brandon, Frankie, tell us where they can find
Brandon,
you.
I'm showing you my bobblehead.
I still haven't got that, Frankie.
And I know Brian V, why we work. He could be a guest one of these days on Main on Trade podcast.
Yeah, sure. Anybody
I saw
can come
Brian
in.
V hadn't uploaded a new interview in a while. I wonder how he's doing.
Yeah, what happened to that, Frankie?
Brian V moved to Texas.
He did. He did move to Texas. I remember that. What part did he move to, Frankie?
Don't know.
Oh, yeah, he told me about that.
And then he, cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for jumping on. We'll be back next week for another edition of the Main Entree.
Best luck to you. I'm Frankie Down. You're listening to Main Entree podcast.
All right. Have a good one.